Hearst Castle Unsung Heroes.
Hi, my name's Lainey and I'm a guide here at Hearst Castle. I am standing in front of the picturesque Casa del Sol, and I'm shining light on an unsung hero by the name of Ralph MacDonald. He was an employee here for William Randolph Hearst from the 1930s through the 1940s. In an oral history interview provided by Coralie MacDonald, she was the daughter of Ralph MacDonald, she talked about her father's career. It began as a projectionist in Los Angeles, California, at the historic Pantages Theater located on Hollywood Boulevard. He provided lighting there for the Academy Awards ceremonies, shining light on those who received accolades for their filmmaking and their films. Ralph MacDonald's primary employer was Rodney Pantages of the Pantages Theater. He suggested to his employer that if William Randolph Hearst ever asked him to work at San Simeon to be the projectionist, that he should accept. And he did. And the rest is history. It wasn't unusual for Ralph MacDonald to receive a phone call from William Randolph Hearst at 3 o'clock in the morning to request his presence to work here at the Hilltop. He would drive his own vehicle from Los Angeles to San Simeon and play first-run movies in the theater for the guests and family that were here on the Hilltop at that particular time. Let's go in and take a look. Welcome to the inside of the theater. We are standing in front of the second screen that was placed inside the theater. The original used to retract down into the platform here, down into the basement, and when they would retract it, they would use the area for skits and performances as recreation here on the Hilltop. As a projectionist, Ralph MacDonald worked behind the back wall in a separate and unconnected room, the projection room. This projector equipment, owned by William Randolph Hearst, was used by the projectionist at Hearst Castle. This is a black carbon arc 35mm lens projector manufactured in 1939 by the International Projector Corporation in New York. This vintage projector can still be seen today on display at the Hearst Castle Visitor Center. Movies and newsreels were sent to San Simeon from Los Angeles by train, airplane, or car. An equal mix of drama, comedy, musicals, crime, and westerns were also shown. The featured film was usually a recent first-run movie or certainly one of Marion Davies' more than 40 movies, such as Peg O' My Heart. Movies were shown almost every evening after dinner, providing entertainment for family, guests, and staff. Mr. Hearst and Marion Davies would enter the theater accompanied by their dachshund dogs named Helena and Gandhi and sit together in the front row. A telephone, located on the table next to Mr. Hearst, was then used to call back to the projectionist, signaling him to start the movie and also signal him if the volume needed to be adjusted. Mr. MacDonald would reminisce with his family about seeing celebrities at Hearst Castle such as Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Clark Gable, Bing Crosby, and Earl Flynn. Ralph MacDonald drove long hours to get up here to the Hilltop at San Simeon in order to do his job as a projectionist. He worked behind the scenes, making him virtually unseen to all the people that came here to the Hilltop, making him a true unsung hero. Thank you for being an unsung hero, Mr. Ralph MacDonald.